Being honest with us
No, I don't know anything about that.
about where Fotis was in the morning, okay?
Okay.
Your life with Fotis is over,
No, I know.
okay? From this point forward, your life with Fotis is over. It's done. You need to think about your daughter,
No, yes, of
okay?
course.
This is your time. You're definitely not being fully honest with us, and I want you to be fully honest with us, because there's no way he's home, because he had never been in that home. And we found her through science. Okay? So,
Okay, but what do you
you're
want to...
using,
No, yeah, what do you want to know about the morning?
We want to know
where was
Fotis was home at.
Fotis?
If he wasn't home, what period of time was he not home?
You need to tell us the truth.
Or were you missing
No,
somewhere?
I wasn't. I mean, I have... All my morning, I had doing things that it's completely proven because I have photos, I have texts.
We believe you, okay? We don't believe that, as we told you from the get-go, we're not lying to you. Alright, we believe that you were kind of dragged down a certain path, okay?
So he used me.
Isn't that what Fotis does? He was with somebody else and met Jennifer and moved on. He was with Jennifer and met you and moved on. The pattern, correct? Do you see what's happening here? Did you think that was not going to happen to you? We know Fotis.
But wait.
We looked into Fotis. Just hear me out. If Fotis was not home in the morning, which I know he wasn't, he knows he wasn't. Your attorney even knows based on what we've told him that Fotis was not home.
So maybe he wasn't.
No, you know if he was, and you need to tell us the truth. Because this is very important. The stuff you were throwing out, we have. And it's all Jennifer. It belongs to Jennifer. Do you understand? You need to help these people. These children will never have their mother again. Okay? We need to find where she was, and if you know anything more.
No.
I'm not trying to pressure you, and I'm not trying to turn the tables on you. I'm just telling you that some of the things you've told us, they're not right. A lot of the stuff you've told us is very true, and I believe that you're telling us a lot of the truth. If you're trying to protect him,
No, not, I don't want to protect him, but I...
if Fotis wasn't home, you need,
Did he tell you he was going somewhere on Friday morning?
No. I mean, I always believe that he's in the office because that's where usually he is, in the office.
So can you
But
say
I don't-
100% that he was home in the morning? Yes or no?
Oh, no, I don't know.
And you didn't wake up in the same bed?
No,
Because
that
you
I
slept with
didn't.
your daughter.
I slept with my daughter.
And your daughter definitely wasn't going to be home, because how long in advance did you know that she was going to be at school till 7 p.m.?
No, until 9:15.
And 9:15, but you knew it prior to. Do you know what was in the FedEx thing that he threw into the sewer?
What?
You have it. So he did throw something in the
I
sewer.
remember handing something to Fotis that he put in the sewer.
There was a FedEx paper
Okay,
bag.
did you hand that to him? You have a video hand.
You're not video, so this
I
is the
know, I'm
truthfulness.
trying to think. I don't think I had anything, but I do remember the
You're not
FedEx.
sure was if you had Xbox, like mailer?
Huh?
Like a
Yeah,
mailer?
because he has that in the office. He has all the FedEx. Because he sends every time things.
Did you ever look to see what was in there? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what was in there. Okay? You used to have a 2007 Chevy Suburban. Fotis did color black, right?
Sorry?
Fotis used to have a Chevy Suburban that was a 2007 model. No, are you aware
I
of
didn't know that.
No.
that? You may not know that? Okay, he did. It had Connecticut license plates.
Uh-huh.
The plates that we found were in that FedEx thing dropped in the sewer, and the plates were changed and doctored. So if the police saw them, they didn't read to anything. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that what happened to Jennifer didn't just happen to Jennifer, it was planned, calculated. And Fotis is a planned and calculated man, is he not? Am I wrong?
No, I guess, I don't know.
You know you live with him.
I know, but how do you know the
I'm not saying you-
license plates like this?
No, we're not saying that.
Just how he is.
How he is, he's very calculated, yes.
Yeah, I know.
Smart, right?
Yes,
Does any of this surprise you?
yes.
Yes.
What surprises you?
Was like when you say Chevy the Suburban, he did have a Suburban before.
Is that what surprises you, or is what
No,
surprises you
the
what you're
whole thing.
wording that we believe he did to Jennifer?
Yes, I mean
That
everything,
surprises you?
everything.
Okay, is there anywhere that you know? All right, so basically, here's the fact. Fotis killed Jennifer, okay? This is a fact. We know this. We need to find Jennifer. Is there anywhere that
Did you look in the house?
we're at your house?
And
Listen, just answer his question, okay?
Is there anywhere that you can think of, other than your properties, that Fotis goes to where Jennifer could be?
he has property in 585 and
Deerfield? We know about that.
That it's a house that I told you that the mom used to live. 80 Mountain,
We have that.
84, 88,
We know about that.
those blocks.
What about places that we might not know about? Fotis has set up a plan to make Jennifer disappear. Okay? And she has. But he thought he was good. But he's not. Alright, we're very much aware of what was going on. We just need to find her. So is there anywhere else that he frequents that you might know about that no one else does where we can look?
There's the one property that these are 3 lots right before it has his signs
Oh, that's right.
in Mountain Spring.
Okay.
I walked that with him and the guy that bought it actually, a couple. This was like
This we know.
2 weeks ago or
Is there any other places that aren't listed on the website that are under development that you can think of? Does he hike somewhere? We know he skis a lot more ski.
yes, in the pond.
We
we're
know
all
about the
time in
pond. We know about the pond. Okay, and self-storage in Avon and the property
Yes.
behind. So you understand, you know, I'm not trying to upset you, but these are the facts, okay? He will lie and deny this.
He was
He's gonna lie and deny this if you ever speak to him again, but there's overwhelming evidence, okay? And there's evidence to prove Fotis has never been in Jennifer's house. We have confirmed that.
He did though,
When?
but I don't know if he was inside.
He's never been inside according
okay.
to the people we
Wait,
spoke
to the
to.
party?
Which one?
Okay, what were we gonna say? That he did what?
On Saturday that he spoke with his lawyer, or Sunday, with Jacob. Jacob said you have to do a timeline. And he was in speaker. You have to do a timeline of what happened that Wednesday. Because if you were inside that house, you can be like in trouble, something like that.
This is Yakov. Contractor?
The what?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Foti started talking, he said, okay, but tell me. So Foti said, Jennifer bought a basketball
Yes,
thing to throw.
there was one at the house.
And she said, which this is very weird, for the 2 years that they've been fighting in court,
Yes.
they were not talking, they were not texting privately, everything was through a family, whatever,
Yeah, go through it.
and emails, but copied through their lawyers. For what I understood, they never had communication, they would never talk without these two tools. It did surprise me that after that report came out, that I haven't seen, but that Fotis told me about, that Jennifer changed. They started talking over the phone. They talked like 2-3 times. That I was upset because I'm like, be careful. I mean, if the report is good for you, let the judge decide, because now everything is like favorable to you. And she's like, no, I think she gets it. I think she understands that the lawyer is trying to get money out of her and extending the case. Anyway, and I was upset. I'm like, no, she's maybe playing something to manipulate the situation because she doesn't want to lose the kids.
Let's try to go back.
So
Did you go to a psychologist to talk after that?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
This is just, I think it's important we can.
with him.
Okay, just tell the gentleman what But you did. You went to a psychologist, right?
I said I want to talk to a professional because if she really has borderline personality disorders, plus depression, plus a mild something of anorexia, and she's taking pills, this is a person that it can be harmful and she's gonna try to manipulate. And I wanna know what's gonna be my condition, being around her for the rest of my life, and with the kids, if you get them, or if you guys, I was concerned. So he called Humphrey, we made an appointment, and we met, so this is like 2 weeks ago, like before Friday, when the report pretty much came out, which I don't remember. We went to Humphrey. I wrote in a paper what borderline personality was, what are the traits of like fear, abandonment, low self-esteem, but whatever. I know them pretty much by memory. I wrote in another paper, that paper it should be in the house. I gave it to Humphrey, so he read it. I write in another paper like red flags about Jennifer that Fotis had told me in the past.
You're getting this information from Fotis.
Yeah, well, like she changed her name 3 times. I mean, that she ran away to Aspen and changed her name to get money from the family.
So you went to the psychologist?
Yes, and I was upset. I was very upset. Humphrey, after we read like 67 things that I wrote, he said, listen, we have to wait what the court says, what's going to happen. It's all favorable, whatever, to you, but we don't know what's going to happen. Apparently they were all talking that now they're worried, concerned about the kids being with Jennifer, that it should be okay to Fotis have custody. I don't know what the legal.
Okay, Fotis wanted custody, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Can I direct you back?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question? And then I want you to talk more about it. Where on 80 Mountain Spring is Jennifer located?
What?
Where is Jennifer on 80 Mountain? Like where would Fotis have put her?
You're talking about the properties on Mountain Spring Road.
Yes.
Where is her body on the property?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. Tell us all you can about the property at 80 Mountain.
Well, the property, he rebuilt it, he didn't know, I know it pretty well, the house, because I've been going in that house for already a year, since it started building, reconstruction. It has a lot of green in the around. It used to have a tennis court, it got gone, it's grass now.
It's grass now. When did that happen?
The tennis court?
Yeah.
No, when they were doing the painting before, like, I don't know.
Has anything new happened since this began? Construction?
No, I know he goes every now and then and he puts the ribbons so people don't drive in the grass. I know about a month ago maybe they fixed some part of the grass with the company that put the grass.
Okay.
I don't know what else to tell you.
So
I mean,
there's nothing new in the last week that you're aware of?
No, because I haven't been. I know that Stefan, the realtor, has been doing open houses on Sundays. I think Fotis went there one Sunday, the last Sunday.
Okay.
But that's the property that Fotis and Paul were on? That you were on?
Yes.
On Friday?
Yes. But it's not this. This is an old picture.
Well, it's an old picture. I want to make sure we're talking about the same. I want to make sure, I'm looking.
What about the other lots? You said the lots have been subdivided?
Of this one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And he has 2 signs. He already sold 88 to the Pavlonis.
Okay. Has anything changed on those lots that you're aware of? Has there been, is it just a vacant lot with no building?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just woods?
No, it's open.
It's open?
It has like the house in front has 1 tree,
Okay.
and those 2 lots are very open.
Okay, there's no houses there, you're saying? There's lots of grass, and fields? Okay, I haven't been there.
Oh,
So
no,
I-
I've ridden motorcycle there a year ago,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
But it's grass, it's like natural.
it's very tall,
No, not tall, but I mean, yes, you find like bushes,
which is
but it doesn't have like woods,
okay.
like the lots next to the ones on.
So is it in a sense that if you were gonna build there, you'd have to clear a lot of brush? Like you're saying, like bushes and stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's very clean.
it's very clean.
I mean, you go down there and you'll see it.
Alright. Do you think Pablo had anything to do with this?
No, but I mean, I'm not gonna put my hands in fire by anybody.
No. I'm just asking your opinion. What do you think? I don't know these people you do.
Okay, no, I do.
Are they capable of such things in your opinion? Or are you surprised by this?
No, I am surprised, but I mean, Jaime Pavel is the one that goes down to New Canaan. Fotis goes to New Canaan because he has to see the kids. Wednesdays for sure, and Saturdays or Sundays, depending on what work.
Can you tell me with 100% certainty that you saw Fotis in the house on the morning of the 24th?
And when I woke up, yes,
At what time?
7:40 the alarm, 7:42 I was in the room.
And for how long of a time did you see him?
It's 6:40.
Okay. And how long of a time did you see him for?
No, just in the shower and then I left. Down, I did the juice,
So just to go back, at 6:40 is the time you saw Fotis first in the house, and then you don't see him again until you have lunch? So basically from 6:40 to lunchtime.
No, sorry, I went back to the office.
Okay, what time?
9 o'clock. It's not even good.
9 o'clock?
No, less. 8.
You went back to
Like
his
yes.
office and saw him?
He was with Kent sitting at the far end of the office.
Yeah, it's at
And
8
that was
o'clock.
like 8:15, 8.
Okay. And so from 8:15, you didn't see Fotis again until around 1, 2 o'clock when you had lunch?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so the last time you saw Fotis in the house was around 8:15.
Yes, but supposedly he was in the office. I don't know.
What do you mean supposedly? Why do you say supposedly?
Well, because now you're saying that if you kill him.
No. Just, it was a simple question. When did you last see him?
Okay,
And when did you see him
I
again?
last saw him in the office.
At 8:15.
More or less, yes.
Okay, so sometime around the 8 o'clock time. Okay. And then you didn't see him again until lunch between 1 and 2.
Yes, and then actually from 9 to 11:30, I was in and out
Yeah.
a lot.
Just, we're not accusing you, we're.
And there's a lot to prove that because.
No, it's not here.
Okay, no, because now I'm like nervous that.
No, listen, all right, this is,
We're being honest.
they're asking you a question. When did you last see him in the morning? And when did you see him again?
8, 15, 20, 17, because that's the time I arrived. And when I went to lunch, that he said, let's have lunch, and I went down the stairs, so that's around 1, 2.
So was he wearing the same clothing at 1 to 2 when he was asking for lunch that he was wearing in the morning?
Look, in the morning I saw him naked, and then
You didn't.
I
In the
ate,
office, in the
no, I didn't see him.
Okay.
I heard him,
All right.
and I said hi to Kent. Kent did say hi.
What's Kent's last name?
I don't know, but he's the lawyer at Fordham.
Okay, I think we know.
But Fotis did change his clothes between when you saw him at lunch to when you went to Starbucks. Because you said he had a hat on
He had
later.
a hat.
Was he wearing the same clothes all day and just
He
put a hat?
had a, no, I think he had like a light blue,
So you would say he had a light blue
yes,
shirt and jeans.
and jeans.
Then he went home and he changed. Because you identified him in a photo wearing a white
A
t-shirt,
white t-shirt.
dark pants and a hat.
No, but the jeans are the same.
It's the same pair of jeans though, so you only change the shirt? Okay,
Yeah, he only has 2 pairs of jeans,
okay.
He only has 2 pairs of jeans?
of blue jeans, that one that I'm aware.
That you're wearing.
Okay.
One that are like straight and the other ones are more that he just bought them, a Lucky Strike, a brand, because he bought 2, a blue jeans and a black jeans, like,
Yeah. Do you know what a zip tie is?
the what?
A zip tie. It's kind of like a plastic thing that you can loop around and a lot of things. You can put them on wires.
Uh-huh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Have you ever seen photos use them or in the house?
I know, yes. For our water ski handles,
Okay.
he put some tubes, which my handle has, because otherwise my head or my arm can go in. And he does have, see, they're white.
They're really wide and long.
Yes.
Okay.
And he had, the ones that he put on me, and it's in my handle, you can go to the palm and see it. I think they're like kind of white.
Does he have a storage unit up
Oh,
there? Does he, because that Avon self-storage is like storage units, right?
Yes.
Does Phones have a unit there?
Oh, 2, I don't know. I went once, like 2 years ago, because he wanted to bring some furniture to the house that was from the mom, and I said, I went to see it, and they were like super old.
So how big are they?
We took only one thing that was a mirror, a gold mirror.
How big are the storage units?
Uh,
Smaller than this room? They're probably very size, right? Okay,
And there's Hodge, those are Hodge.
I understand. So you went up there at one point to put furniture up there,
No.
or he did?
But this is like in 2017 that I went there for the first time and only time.
Mm-hmm.
He had furniture from the mom,
Mm-hmm.
that because the mom lived here.
The mom lived at Deerfield.
Yes,
When you're done answering John's question, I kind of want you to talk a lot about what you know, the address 585 Deerfield, okay? So first finish his
So
question.
mom lived at Deerfield, you got some furniture, you wanted to bring it home, he took you up there, showed
Yeah,
you,
just
and
to
you
show
thought it was
me.
ugly?
I thought it was
Oh, so it stayed there?
Yeah, it's probably there, I don't know.
Okay.
I do know that he had at some point, which we never talked about those storage. He had 2 and he wanted to get rid of one. That's why he said, why don't you come and maybe we can take things from the
Mhm.
to the house. And when I look, it was like a flower, like things like that.
Okay.
But this is like in
So 585 Deerfield, that was where his mom?
Yes, that's where supposedly the mom lived. And the house is like in pieces. It's like falling apart.
Okay.
No one lives in it.
How is the property? Is it messy? Is it full of like trees and woods?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, but it has a beautiful view that I usually, when we take clients, because a client went there, we go in the car around with the car, we stop, we see the view, and then we come back, and there's like actually a beautiful tree that I always tell folks, can we take this tree to Fort Jefferson? It's like a Japanese,
Okay. Mhm.
it's a very nice tree.
Like, okay.
It's like purplish, deep.
So the house is dilapidated or it's not in good condition?
Sorry?
The house is not in good condition? It's like falling apart and no one lives there? What's going on with the property, do you know?
Well, he's trying to sell
You
it.
try to sell it? Okay.
And it's in the market. It has a sign from Stefan.
Okay.
And this is Deer Cliff or Deerfield?
No, Deer Cliff Road.
Deer Cliff Road.
It's like we live here and it's here, the property. Like I can walk.
It's very close.
Yeah.
You
it's-
can walk.
Yeah, it's only
Okay.
20 minutes walk.
Is there any work going on the property or?
In that one?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But it is listed by Ford Group as an available property.
By Cordwell Bank. Stefan has it.
Okay.
Big for a real term.
So it's available for development?
Yes, I mean, or if because there was a lady that wanted to buy and reconstruct that house and live there, and she wanted to buy that for 600.
Dulos' company. What was Is Photos company,
Yes.
Group? Is he the only owner or are there other? He's like listed as the CEO.
Yes, it's supposed, the company started with a sister,
Mm-hmm.
but like, I don't know in what year, 2004.
Mhm.
No, mentira, no, sorry, I don't know. And the sister moved back to Greece. Then Fotis stayed that, because 40 means four of Fotis and Renata, which is the sister.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Okay. So 3 got 4.
Yes,
Is he close with his sister?
yes. And I've been talking to her, and she's been calling me.
They talk often?
Yes,
Now, you said something earlier about you were going to one of the properties 2 weeks ago? One of the forward properties, was that one of the Mountain Spring properties?
well, no, we go to all the properties very much.
Was there one that you went to, if you remember, 2 weeks
So
ago?
80 Mountain Spring we go,
Okay.
and to check it out, to show it. 585, we just drive, I never go inside the house because the house is not,
Is there a dumpster on the property of 585?
I don't know.
Go ahead, you know.
I didn't have a question, I was just gonna.
It has a garage, that it has a car, a Focus, a Porsche.
Oh, the Cayenne's over there?
Yes, the Cayenne is inside there.
Parks it there?
No, it's broken.
Oh,
We had an accident in that Cayenne.
okay. When was that?
It was in winter. With Nicole, we were coming from the movies and coming out the house. Fotis was obviously driving fast. It was icy, and we crashed. And Guillaume, back then Guillaume, a worker of him, came and picked me and Nicole up, and Fotis stayed. But this is like a year ago, the accident.
All right,
So this is irrelevant. But the car is there.
all right.
Do you have something else?
Go ahead.
You originally told us you got back to around noon, you're back at the house, you had lunch, but that was really at 1, 2 o'clock.
Yes.
So you got back to the house around 1 or 2 o'clock?
No, like before, because
Before?
All right, let me tell you what my notes say. You told us that you got back to the house around noon, and
exactly,
that between 1 and 2,
we had,
you heard Fotis calling you from
Yes.
downstairs saying, hey, can we have lunch?
Yes.
Is that
yes,
accurate?
When you got back at noon, was that Suburban there? You
yes,
need to be positive.
I am positive,
So when you got back at noon, the Suburban was there.
yes.
So you saw it?
Yeah, because it's parked next to the garage, next to the space.
But you didn't see Fotis for another hour.
No.
Okay.
That's why in my mind, Fotis is there, because the car is there.
But you didn't see the Raptor, or you did see the
No,
Raptor?
the Raptor wasn't there. Well, no, unless it was in the
Okay.
car.
All right, I just want to ask it clearly. When you got back to the house at noon, you saw the Suburban, correct?
Mhm.
You did not see the Raptor.
I did not.
So you really don't know whether the Raptor was or wasn't there, right? Is that correct?
Well, if it was, I didn't see it. And
Right.
if it was in the far
Okay,
end.
so you don't know whether it's there.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine, I just want. What is in the basement of 4 Jefferson? In other words, is there a refrigerator?
There's,
What kind of,
there's 2 stairs, one from the mudroom and one kind of like from the entrance. If you go from the entrance, you turn straight, it's a room, a guest room, right? I call it the dead room. Because
the dead room?
I call it as a joke.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry,
It's okay.
because
Sure you have your reason for it.
well, because it doesn't have window, it's like all
Okay, so it's
furniture.
stagnant, it's,
And now I use it only a few times when the house is packed with people. It has a bathroom.
it's got a floor?
Yes, no, yes, the basement is completely done.
Okay.
That's in front. Then on the left, there's a big playroom with closets with all the labels, games for the kids, a big rug with tables on the side, a piano that Nicole uses a lot, she sings. Then there's the gym. I mean, if I get out of the room, the gym. At the right, there's a little library and a winery, a wine cellar. You've been into the house? No.
No, we personally have not.
Okay. And then if you go to the other side, I mean, again, straight from the stairs, on the right, there's another playroom that usually we have like sets with race cars. Right now it has some labels because we've been working on labels. We change it when Fotis changes a lot. That's like his, whatever he wants. There's a storage room in front that has boxes, things of me. It has all of his DVDs, like boxes and boxes of DVDs. And then you keep going, then there's the elevator, then there's the whole thing for the television, like with all the media and television, internet and whatever. And then there's and then he has a thing for praying, like with virgins that was from the great grandfather, he always said.
I have a question that might seem a little strange for you. When you and Fotis were in the Raptor, when you got in, did you notice the bags?
No.
No. Did you ever notice a foul smell from those bags, like garbage or anything?
No, because I didn't see the, I mean.
When you were in the car, when you stopped, there was no strange odor or sense?
No, because I didn't get out. And I'm like, why, why would I have to go?
When he was lifting the bags, did they appear to be heavy? Did you take note?
No, I don't know.
Were they very large or were they?
They were a garbage bag and.
They garbage bags or like the contractor type or just
Yes.
small?
Yes.
So
I mean, I don't know the brand, I don't know.
I'm just asking if you observed anything of note. Is there anything about this?
But we have bags in the house. If you open the drawer in the pantry, we have like 4 boxes of those huge.
And you never really, did you question him a lot about why you were stopping and throwing out a random?
Ask what was in the bags.
No, why do we have to do this now? And he's like, no, wait. I never finished the story of like when the police came.
Tell us, please.
Okay, because after we went to the Starbucks, we went to the house, I threw a sandwich because it was disgusting.
He likes Starbucks, huh? So I'm with you, Michelle.
Terrible sandwich.
You're not offended, or go ahead. Go ahead.
So, I went up, I'm in the laundry, I see a police car come. But this is like at 8:30.
This is 24th Friday, we're back on.
Yes. And I go out, and I was about to go down the stairs, and I'm like, and I see Fotis, and I thought this is a police car down. And he's like, I know. He walks to the door. I didn't go down because I see police and I panic. I don't know why. I think because I've seen too many terror movies. The police talks there in the door. It doesn't go in, or Fotis doesn't go out. It was like in the door, in the middle of the door. I go to my room. I was in Nicole's room, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to be here. I go to my room. I went to the bathroom. I changed my.
That's
Go
okay.
on, sorry.
And then I go back and like, what happened? And he says, the police just said Jennifer's missing. I'm like, what? He's like, yes. I'm like, but missing from, like, well, obviously the typical conversation, missing of what? Like, did she die? Is she okay? Like, did she take the kids? And then Fotis said, I don't know, I have to call Lauren. So he tried calling Lauren. Lauren doesn't pick up.
Okay.
At that time,
Lauren's the
the
babysitter.
babysitter, at that time, I went, I have to go, I have to pick up my daughter. And he goes, no, I want to go with you. I'm like, no, you stay. I'm like, no. So I'm driving. Well, no, he's driving. And we arrive at the school at 9:15. And I pick up
This
the
is at
call.
night?
Yes,
And she did the Chicago.
she had that in Chicago. And it's in the text, like, okay, what time? And she's like, I'm about to, it's almost finished. And I'm like, I'm here, I'm parked here outside. And she's like, okay, I'm getting out. Like, that conversation is in my phone.
Okay. What's Fotis? He's driving which car?
Cherokee.
Okay. What is he doing while he's driving you to Michelle or
To Nicole. No,
to
he
Nicole?
was driving and sitting there, and we were like
Is he on his
talking.
phone too?
Yes, he started making calls to, I think, Mike Rose, then Jacob, and then at some point the police start calling me.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob says, do not answer the phone. I answered once and they said I'm a reporter for whatever. And I hang up, I'm nervous.
Jacob told you not to answer the phone?
Jacob said, if you see numbers of don't answer, they'll leave a message.
This is all on Friday?
Yes, at night.
Okay.
We arrived to the house, obviously I'm stressed out. I take Nicole to the room, I don't tell her anything. She gets changed or whatever.
Does the call pick up on the stress in the house? Between you?
Not that
You're
day,
stressful.
but then after, yes. And then I have to tell her at some point, missing the mom of the kids, she's missing. Everything's
What is
gonna be
upset?
fine. What do you mean by upset?
Is he
Like angry?
concerned?
Oh,
Well, is he
yes.
angry?
No, he's concerned, and then I don't know who he talks. I think that a police, and the police said, and he said, please can you tell Lauren to pick up the phone or to call me? So he called her and she told her yes and told her the story. The story I know is that that Jennifer told Lauren to pick up the kids from school and that they were gonna meet in the doctors and the dentist, I don't know what time, in New York. She never appeared. Lauren gets nervous.
Right.
And
So,
I
but
heard.
we know that, Michelle, but
Well, but I
the
heard
evening
that.
of the 24th, you are with Fotis, and he's contacting people, and he's concerned about
Yeah.
Jennifer.
After the police come.
Right, after
Yes.
the police tell him Jennifer's missing,
Yes,
he's concerned.
yes.
Is he contacting Lauren, you said?
He contacted
And why is
Lauren.
he contacting Lauren?
Well, because I guess
To
Lauren.
find out about details
If the
about
kids-
Jennifer?
No, he wanted to know where the kids were.
Okay.
He was worried
He was
about
worried about the kids, and did he learn that the kids were okay?
No, yes, because he spoke with, and apparently Lauren said that police said not to drive to New Canaan, to the house, because there were a lot of police, so it's better for them to stay in
Okay.
New York
Right.
with a grandmother. And,
Right.
and then one of the daughters, Christian, was having a sleepover.
Right.
Which I said, well, how come a sleepover if you're supposedly you don't let sleepovers? And he go, I don't know. Jennifer knows doing whatever.
Was there supposed to be a visitation going on the next day?
Yes,
Okay.
he was.
And was that put off?
Yes,
It was put off because of Jennifer's disappearance and her absence?
because I don't know. For what he told me that Lauren, the police said to Lauren not to go, so they stayed in New York.
Okay.
So he went down.
But we know that. We know
To-
that. To Manhattan.
No. Saturday he went down to meet with Puebla and the kids in the suburban. Saturday,
To where the kids were.
yes.
Right, to the grandmother's?
No. To New Canaan because
Oh, to New
supposedly he
Canaan.
was gonna meet.
Okay.
And I think I wasn't there, but from what he told me, he spoke with Jacob. Jacob said, come to the office and something like that.
All right.
And
It's very convoluted. Did you ever receive a voicemail from a police officer? Okay.
and you listen to them.
Did you ever call, for who was it from, do you know?
You can, but I think they don't call them back.
Wow.
Well, because the lawyer, Jacob, and you told me not to call that, they would call me back. I never answered. There's two voicemail, you know.
Okay. Okay. So I need to button down a little bit. So going back to the 24th. Noon you arrive home, between 1 and 2, Otis is at the bottom of the stairs calling for lunch. You guys have shepherd's pie.
Bueno, pastel de papas con, pero bueno,
Okay.
sí, no.
All right. So, at sometime after that, Fotis calls you on the phone, and he's already at 80 Mountain Spring, and he says, we have to clean up there, bring cleaning supplies. Is that accurate? Do we know what time Fotis called you?
No, it's
Okay. Fotis's phone number is the 8625. At that time, was the 8625 number? Business number?
Well, he only has one for the business in himself. It's at 860, and I don't know.
478-8625?
Yes,
Okay.
Spanish name.
That's the phone that he no longer has. That's one of the phones he no longer has.
And
And,
then on Saturday with Jacob, he gets another one.
okay.
Or on
Tell us
Saturday.
about that other one. Do you know what's the phone number for that? Is it 4877 plus
Yes,
40? Okay.
yes.
Where did you get that from?
For what he told me with Jacob, got it from him. Got
Okay.
it for him.
Okay, had you ever called him on that phone prior to Saturday or something?
No, because he didn't have
Or
it.
he did. He's had that phone. Yeah, he's had that phone.
The 777.
The one that ends at 4877. He's had that phone, I believe, since March of this year.
What?
Whose name is that phone in?
Wait,
Do you
is
know?
this the same number that Jacob got?
This is the same number, the same phone that was when you guys went to get your fingerprints taken. Did Fotis have a phone with him that he lost on that night? When you went to get your fingerprints taken,
Yes.
isn't that your first name?
That was yesterday.
Right, so Fotis had a phone that was seized by the police, correct?
Yes.
Was that the phone?
No, okay, I understand. You mean the phone, that's a previous, but the numbers don't.
Okay, I'm not sure that's, all right.
That was.
It actually isn't because,
No, I don't know.
all right, so this is what keeps you, so you don't know what
I
time?
know he had a bigger one. You got a bigger one? He said, no, this is an old one.
Okay. I want to go back to the 24th, the Friday. Fotis is calling you, asking you to bring cleaning supplies to 80 Mountain, and he's already there. Do you know what time he called, about what time that call came in? Because you said between
No.
1 and 2 you're having lunch.
Yes, it's like a 3 something.
So,
Just gonna pause it at 16:39:18.
At the beginning, Michelle says, so he used me, and here's a decision point for her. And when the police tell her that what Fotis threw away were things that belonged to Jennifer, you see a reaction out of Michelle. It could be argued that the reaction is because she's being told that her live-in boyfriend killed his wife, and that would be shocking. Or it could be distress that the police know. And when the police confront her about handing that FedEx envelope to Fotis, I'm not sure, and I can't go back right at this moment. I think he already had it in his hand. I'm going to check, but maybe you can tell me too. Did Michelle hand him that or not? When they ask her which part of all of this surprises you, she says everything. And that's what you should expect, right? And I wish we could see the expressions on her face, but the picture is not clear. Here we are with the explanation for the letter. She says right in the interview, well, the lawyer told us to make a timeline. So they did. Then there's this thing about Jennifer buying a basketball. And that is something that Michelle says Fotis was at Jennifer's for something to do with this basketball. And as she speaks about these things, I'm thinking Fotis is telling her whatever he wants to tell her. And even though he's probably lying or at least self-serving, that doesn't mean she doesn't believe him. So she may be speaking something that is not correct or not true, but that doesn't make her lying because she believes it to be true. We know Fotis showed up at Jennifer's house previously. He was expanding boundaries. So I'm thinking, he was planning it and may have been setting up things to explain evidence in advance. Then Fotis claims that Jennifer changed and all of a sudden wanted to talk to him and was texting him. And we know from the nanny's testimony that that is not the case, that in fact she was afraid of him and trying to avoid him. So we know that he is telling Michelle stories, and that's in keeping with his personality or what we know of it. Then there's this issue of Michelle going to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist because Fotis is giving her this story about Jennifer having a mental illness. And you know, perpetrators do this. So he's playing Michelle. And he's playing the system. But apparently she believes it. Clearly, Fotis is controlling people's perceptions, which again is not a surprise. Remember the nanny's testimony that when he realized that she was witnessing him chase Jennifer through the house, he all of a sudden changed. I think that she lived her life with Fotis believing what Fotis wanted her to believe. Again, I'm not saying she's guilty or not guilty. I'm just telling you what I see here. When she's describing the zip ties, and she showed, you know, when I think of zip ties, because what I use zip ties for are cords and things like that. And so I use the little ones. So when she shows with her hands the size of the zip tie, if you recall on the stand, the detective holding up the zip tie, they are those big ones. So that was a bit chilling, I thought. She mentions that his sister has been calling her. And that jumped out at me. And I'm wondering why. And I'm wondering, is this a new behavior? And when did that start? What's up with that? And maybe it has nothing to do with anything. It's just, I find everything interesting. And we learn they had an accident. So we learn how that Porsche got wrecked. I'm still wondering, was there ever a police report about that accident? It was bad enough to cause that amount of damage. Was there ever an insurance claim? And if not, why not? She's sure she saw the Suburban at Jefferson at noon. But you know what? He had access to other vehicles. I mean, he could have run there. I mean, he was a runner. He could have ridden a bike. He could have used another vehicle. So him putting the Suburban there, I think could just be him trying to make it look like he was there. The room she calls the dead room in her house. I thought that was interesting. I think it says something about her personality. She calls it the dead room because it has no windows. She did ask Fotis about the dropping off the garbage. And it's interesting, she says, why do we have to do this now? The question wasn't, why are you dropping off bags? So it sounds like, they've dropped off bags before, and so that's what she believes. And she just wants to know, why do we have to do it now? Because we're supposed to be going out for coffee. Her story in respect to when the police came to the house and everything to say that Jennifer was missing, she says it was about 8 o'clock, so the police can verify that themselves. But if it was 8 o'clock, and they were dropping off garbage at 7:30. At the time they were dropping off the garbage, Michelle wouldn't have known that Jennifer was missing. So she wouldn't have had cause to be questioning. One of the things that Michelle says in this interview that I found frightening was that when Michelle went to pick up her daughter from her show, Fotis insisted on going with her. I think that Fotis wanted to make sure that Michelle didn't take off anywhere. They asked her if Fotis was upset, and her answer was, "You mean angry?" And I thought that was telling. And this Jacob person got Fotis another phone. When the police tell her, hey, he's had that phone since March, she looks genuinely surprised.
3 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay. And then you were, well, can't be 3 because you're saying with 2:15 and 2:30, maybe these times are messed up. 2:15 and 2:30 you're arriving with the sheriff. All right, so.
Well,
You're
that's why I don't.
Okay, no, I don't think you're lying, I think you're confused. You don't need to
I'm
work.
not confused, I'm just don't know exactly what that is.
Okay, that's all right, that's all right. So ignore, this is an old photograph, but there's a little bit of information here about cell phones, and this is a Mountain Spring.
No, yes, I
Okay,
believe you, it's
so-
just that these
So
trees don't.
that's all
exist.
right, but you remember, this is the house. That house is in the same spot now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Do you know, I don't know what road this is. Do you know where, there's a road over here.
This is a mountain spring.
Okay, so Mountain Spring is
He
here.
built a home, that's why this is all because, or.
Don't worry about the photo.
He built this, he built
Okay.
this house too from the
Okay.
metaphor. This doesn't exist about a year ago.
Michelle, don't worry about it. The house still exists, right?
Yes, the house
Okay,
and he
and
built.
the property is owned by Fort Lee.
Oh, yeah, that's what he tells me.
So
And it's in the website.
we have some times here. We have 14:25, that's military. It's for about 2:25 p.m., 2:26 p.m., 2:26 p.m.
What is this number?
Those are times. Those are military times.
No, I don't
So,
know.
so this is Fotis's phone on the property of Mountain Spring, at least as early as 2:25 p.m.
Okay, then,
So he's definitely there, and if he calls you at 3,
well, I said 3, but maybe he called me
Okay.
at that time.
all right, roundabout.
It's not easy to.
All right, so what I'm trying to get to is that, what's over here now?
Trees.
There's trees here?
Yes, these trees don't exist.
Okay, these trees don't exist.
Mhm.
But some of these trees
All
exist.
that
Do these trees exist?
Yes, doesn't look as much as this picture,
Okay, but there are some trees here.
but, well, yeah, all this has trees.
Okay, are there buildings over here?
No.
Okay, so my question to you would be, do you have any idea why he would be walking around in the trees?
No. I mean, this is land trust, I think.
Okay, it's a land trust.
I think. I mean, he always says you cannot build here. You cannot build it, and this is part of not the property. There's a part that it's.
So he doesn't own that property.
No, he owns this property with this and this, which was, it used to be one property at some point. And they
Alright, so
it's-
do you understand from a police perspective of a person that we suspect is having done something really bad to his wife?
Mhm.
We find it strange that he's walking around.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I never walked.
So
But
I'm gonna kind of go back to, if you were Fotis and you had to get rid of a body, or if you had to get rid of a body which was no longer one piece, where would you go?
Me?
Or where do you think Fotis might go? And I'm not saying you. Where would Fotis have gone to take either Jennifer or parts of Jennifer
No,
to get rid of her?
I don't know. I mean, you're asking me something that.
I am, unfortunately, because I unfortunately believe that's where we're at. That's the situation. And
Well, why
it's
don't you
terribly
go
sad.
there?
Who says we're not living there?
I don't know.
Okay. But I'm asking you because you know Fotis.
I know.
I don't know him at all.
I do know him, but I mean, I would never talk to him like, where would you bury a body? Like, that's not our conversation.
Well, I don't know if you have any information to the guesses regard basically based on what you know about it. If you don't, that's fine. We're looking for Jennifer, and unfortunately Jennifer may be.
No, you said that it's dead.
Okay.
You said that she's dead because you found the blood.
There's enough to suggest that, but we believe she might have been in the bag, see what's wrong with her.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
All right, I know that's a lot. We're gonna let you take a break and cool off and open the door.
How much longer do you?
I'll have an answer for you shortly if that's okay. All right, but that's why we're,
Can you, like,
let's take a break. Think about what you want to say next.
no, I mean, I don't have it in mind, I just have a question.
What's your question?
Like,
I can't, certain things I can't tell you, but go ahead.
no, I mean,
I'm happy to answer your questions. Do you mind if I open the door?
Please do.
the garage is not in this picture.
That's an old picture, so
Okay,
there's
so there's
gonna
like
be
a
changes.
There's a garage here, but that's where we have the cars parked.
Yeah, can you give me 1 second?
We're gonna, it's just,
So, do you need more?
yeah, just for a second. No, I'm here.
Just keep in mind that's still active.
Okay. We can't talk. We can't talk because it's still active, you understand?
You wanted to tell me something?
Yeah, but we'll have to wait for them to come back and then we'll step out.
I cannot.
Don't talk here. Don't talk here. Okay.
Feel this.
You feel dizzy?
I'm okay.
Are you? Well, maybe with a little air you'll feel better. If you haven't eaten and you're exhausted. So. There's the.
Later. So,
All right, so you stop.
Your attorney to stop.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it.
Just gotta get that out, sir. I'm sorry, Michelle. I'll make sure that if you were in privacy, we understand that it's a.
Yeah, because it's very, there's not a lot of air here.
No, as long as everyone's.
Pausing the video at 17:08:05.
She clearly indicates she doesn't know exact times. She could be wrong on the times, and it's really common for witnesses to be wrong on the times. But contrasting that to the very beginning of her statement, where she was very precise about the times, well, that makes this interesting. She's very focused on correcting the photo. I don't think she's understanding really what they're going after in that moment. When he says, get rid of Jennifer or parts of Jennifer, you see a reaction out of her. And shortly after, you see another reaction like that. And I think that reaction is horror. And it would be weird if it wasn't there. It wasn't overdone. It wasn't over, oh my God, right? When the police leave the room, she doesn't all of a sudden change her demeanor. She seems to be shocked, distressed, and maybe even a little bit confused, or at least not processing all of this. So at this point, just based on this, if I was in that room, I would still see her as a witness up until now.
I think we talked to the attorney. We understand that you and Fotis have a relationship and you're concerned about him.
No, not anymore.
Well, you have to be concerned about yourself right now. You have a child.
Yes.
You have a mother. You have a family.
Yes.
Presumably, see that. And I really want to your pride. We told your attorney we are fair people. We don't want you to go down for something that you were not a part of. But we also need details, and we need
Okay.
more honesty. There are some things that you've been saying that you've been very, very detailed with, and there are some other things that we consider important that you've been kind of skipping over. So,
Like what?
well, like what was going on Mountain Spring, 80 Mountain Spring, when he called you up there on the 24th.
I went to, he said, bring the cleaning things to clean the house.
Is that normal that you
Yeah.
clean through your
Well, usually I take the cleaning stuff for the cleaning ladies, yes, that's, I mean, I don't do it every day, but I've done it at least 6 times of my life to that house.
Okay. And he was there helping you clean, or was he doing something else when he was at the house?
I went into the kitchen, I started cleaning, but it was like, because usually someone else cleans it, either Renata or Lupita.
How many times did you clean that house? You personally clean that house?
When I've taken the cleaning stuff like 6 times. I cleaned it myself maybe like 2 times.
Was there something coming up for that house? Some showing or something? Is that why you cleaned it?
Saturday. And I think Sunday too, there was an open house.
What is,
And it was very dirty, I mean, dust.
just from being not lived in?
Yeah.
What is Fotis, best of your knowledge, Michelle, what does Fotis have? Does he have one storage or more than one in Avon units?
He told me at one, I only went there once, that he had 2 and that he wanted to get rid of 1.
So you,
But that you can ask Haj.
yeah, when you went up in 2017 and with the furniture, that was, you looked at one, there was one storage unit that you looked in, you didn't look at more than one?
No, that was like 2 years ago.
Okay, so what was in that storage, what
there
kinds
was-
of things were in that storage unit?
Okay, there was a mirror,
Yeah,
a
so
tool.
furniture.
Yes, a bed,
Any
mattresses.
smaller things, any construction tools?
It was more like furniture. Like I remember some chairs. I said, "Why can we take these?" I'm like, "No, they're horrible." It was like a flower chairs. I don't know, and he had the things. It was packed.
There are no tools that you know of, crowbars, sledgehammers, hammers,
But
saws?
you guys can go.
Well, yeah,
They had to do what they choose to do.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. As far as driving around Hartford, like I said, it was multiple stops, it may not have been 30, that might have been misinformation, but it was certainly numerous stops throughout a period of an area that you call scummy or scary
No,
or,
because I never go
right.
there.
And did you ask
I have
him?
never been.
Did
Yes,
he tell you
like, why
anything
would-
about what he was doing? Did you question him any more than, can we get out of here? Did you ask him what was in the bags? Did you
No.
know what was in the bag?
No, wait, my mind is always like construction things. Even maybe, I don't know, the cleaning from the house, I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I'm
So those bags ended up, those bags ended
But they
up,
weren't like blood walking, nothing.
so there was no visible blood that you saw. Do you now remember the FedEx box?
It wasn't a blood, it was like
FedEx.
an envelope
What was in that one? Okay.
that he has in the office. He has
Okay.
envelopes because
All right.
when he
Did
sent
you
it.
find it strange that he was putting that into a sewer?
Yes, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like,
But what I find strange is when I asked you about it, you lied to me and told me it didn't happen. That you didn't.
No,
I also find it strange that you keep all your receipts on that day. But I've seen your car and it's not kept, you're not that organized in my opinion. So do you understand why we're kind of not believing some of what you're saying?
but if you go.
It sounds very well rehearsed
No, no, no.
and
No,
planned.
we've talked about it many times.
Yeah, we've gone over the
I've gone
timelines,
to
but
the timeline a lot. Now, the purse,
I want you to know, this is not rehearsal. Because any lawyer in this situation would ask her the same questions that you would ask when it comes to what did you do on that day? But there's no rehearsal here on what to say.
I'm not saying with you, I'm saying perhaps with, you know, you've had a lot of time to discuss the situation while all this was going on for the last months, and your lawyer is doing so with you and your boyfriend. Did he ever kind of talk to you about how to handle when we approach you? Did he ever coach you? Did he ever tell you what to
He
say?
just say, keep calm, this is gonna be over, stay strong. I'm like, this is like the last thing I want in my life. It's like, stick to it, and I actually,
Stick to what?
well, stick to being okay.
Stick to the story?
Stick to it. Stick to it meaning what?
No. Like, stick to, like, stay calm.
The police referred to a FedEx box, and she corrects them and says, no, it was an envelope. So at the very least, whether she handed it to him or not, and I'm unable at the moment to go back and check, she knows it was an envelope, and she knows he put it down the sewer. She also admits that she recognizes that going to that Mountain Springs residence to clean is unusual. If she was trying to hide it, I would expect her to say, oh, no, I've been there lots of times to clean. But that's not what she says. When they ask if Fotis coached her, when she was saying, stay to it. Wow, that's a heck of a statement there. Obviously, he's really invested in making sure that she doesn't say anything she's not supposed to say. It still doesn't mean that she helped him plan the crime.
Thank you.
It would get nervous.
Is Fotis, how does Fotis feel about you think?
In terms of if he loves me or not?
Yes.
I know he says that he loves me all the
Okay,
time.
do you believe that he does?
Oh, yes.
Okay, is he nice to you? Is he considerate of you? Does he treat you well?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember when you were being, what?
Sorry. We did,
In general.
no, I know, but like, now I'm like thinking, like, I've had moments specifically this
No,
week
all right,
of stress.
okay. Do you remember when you were getting processed for your fingerprints and your pictures?
Yes.
And you remember the two of you were in adjacent rooms?
Yes, I wanted to kill him.
Why is that?
Well, because I'm like, why I'm doing here because of a Jennifer that I don't know her. And I'm like standing here, and I don't even know I don't know Ruben, I don't know Jennifer, I don't know anybody. And I'm like in a situation where I don't know half of the people.
You feel, why are you mad at him for that? Is it did he put you there?
No, but I'm like, it comes from him because obviously this is not my people.
Okay. Right, that's what I was asking. You're there
Because of his
you
fault,
didn't do
not
anything,
me.
right?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
So, but yet you find yourself there,
Yes, and I'm like, why am I here? Like, I have a normal life, a beautiful life with my daughter, and ever since I got to Connecticut, it's been like a nightmare.
how long have you been here?
I started coming in June of 2017 in the summer, back and forth,
About 2
because
years.
I couldn't be here when he was with the kids by court. So I would go to Miami, which I was upset because I'm like, wow, I have to fly every 4 days back and forth. Like, okay.
I just want to go back to when you were being processed. We noticed how he was treating you.
I noticed.
And specifically, he looked like he was staring a hole in your head.
Do you remember when you were sitting against the wall? When he was getting the phone numbers out of the phone and your head was between your knees? Remember you were feeling faint, you weren't feeling well?
Yes. I'm feeling still the same.
You looked a lot worse that night than you have in the last 24 hours that I've been spending with you. He asked you a question, you didn't respond. And he looked at you as though you didn't see it because your face was down. And he gave you the most evil, long look I've ever seen when we had to break him from it.
He looked at me.
Yeah, he looked at you.
But I wasn't
And
looking.
we became very concerned for your safety just based on our experience and what we do and what we witnessed and what we've learned throughout the last, several days.
The reason I didn't talk to you guys because Andy said don't talk, say that
Which
you
we
have a
understand.
lawyer.
I respect that. He's asking you a different question.
Okay. No, I didn't see his face.
So,
I don't remember.
But it just showed us kind of where he was coming from. We can't read his mind, but we're actually not too bad at reading people in general.
Yes.
And his
He was also
behavior to you was,
overly concerned, because you know how you were in the separate rooms. You know, when you were photographed.
Yes, I remember. They put
there's a
the
room
speakers.
here, there's a room here.
Yes,
Whenever you would speak, Fotis had to know what was going on. Are you okay? Are you okay? I asked Fotis, you all right? Just let's get through this so we can get you guys out of here. He's like, well, I'm concerned for her.
okay, but I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's what we're telling you. The
Oh.
point is that he's overly concerned,
Okay.
because you were breaking down. You've
Well,
had,
because
yeah,
I'm
well,
like,
we understand.
what am I doing here?
So what that shows us is he was concerned about what you were going to say or do
Okay,
because of stuff that we think that you know.
okay,
That's what we're getting at.
okay.
When you came here, when you were under arrest or when you were in custody, having your prints taken, then when you came here last night, you were a shambles. You were shambles. You were in tears. You were very upset. You were hunched over. Really, nothing that you told us today is an indication. Why would you be so upset if it was only what you told us today?
Why
So-
am I upset? Because I'm upset of the whole situation. I'm like, why? I mean, why it's me that is happening this when I haven't done anything? And I'm like so innocent, and I'm like being
We're not
charged
saying
as
that.
a
It
no,
isn't
I know,
that
but
you
this is
think
what
that
goes
you
in
know
my, that's
something.
what goes into my
And it may not be something you know in this part of your head, maybe something that you feel in the back of your head as far as what happened to Jennifer. So,
Well, I'm scared. I mean, if you say that.
are you
that-
concerned that maybe something bad happened to her? Okay, that's good. I mean, we all are, I think. Where do you
But
think?
now that you told me that he caught maybe
I'm saying maybe.
that he caught them in pieces in the backseat, I'm more worried.
Well, we don't know what was in those bags, right? I mean,
But
you're telling us that.
No, you said it before.
No, the bags.
Okay, okay. But I heard that you said that you might think that there's pieces of Jennifer.
We are concerned that that's the case. We
Okay,
certainly,
that's why I'm
we certainly, yeah.
what
So
you're saying.
we want to find Jennifer.
Okay.
We want to find her for her family. We want to find out what happened to her, even if it's bad. All right? Are we going to find her at Fort Jefferson Crossing or any part of her?
I mean, you guys, I can go with you, I can dig holes, I can do whatever you want.
Okay.
I mean, if she's there,
Dig holes?
but I don't know, to find her.
Okay. What about 80 Mountain Spring
I could
Road?
do the same thing with you guys.
Do you think she's there? Do you have any indication,
No, but
any
I
feeling
know-
that she's at 80 Mountain Spring?
Why not?
There's 80 Mountain Spring, there's 84 Mountain Spring, there's 88 Mountain Spring.
Yes, she can be in any of those,
She could be in
or
it.
she can be in 585.
That was the next one I was gonna ask about. Could she be up in the storage area?
In the what?
In the storage area, Avon storage, self-storage, by the pond? We're trying to find her.
Maybe. I
We
mean,
don't necessarily think that you had something to do with killing her, but we think that you have some information
I
that
don't, I would
would
say,
help us find her.
I can go with you guys and I can spend 24 hours looking.
Michelle, the mess,
I know it's
the
a,
mess of blood that existed.
Whoever moved her car,
which
was
part?
her car was moved from her house. Her Subaru was covered in blood in the driver's seat. She wasn't the one driving. She was in the back with
But
with amounts of blood that are not. You're not going to be alive. Now you understand what I'm saying? And someone drove that car. There's no way. Fotis, Powell, whoever, came back and it wasn't obvious that something horrible happened. And you don't just clean that up.
They would have had to change her clothes for washed up.
And where are they going to go and wash up? Where are they going to go and wash up?
the car?
It's,
But where?
where would they go? So
A car wash.
a couple people are involved in this. She bled a lot.
You what?
She bled a lot, all right? So, and these people are covered in blood. They drive the car, and even where their hands are on the wheel is covered in blood. That blood's going to start to dry, and dry blood is not easy to get off your skin. It's not easy to get off your clothes.
Yeah, when I get caught,
We've all had it happen.
yes.
Where do you think they would have went to clean up?
The car?
And if they were in New Canaan, is there a place they would have gone?
I don't know New Canaan. The only thing I know about New Canaan is the 2 houses that Fotis has built
The Sturbridge.
in the 180 whatever Hemlock.
Hemlock is, someone lives there now?
Yeah,
The Sturbridge is still unoccupied.
yes, because it's under construction.
Okay. Is there water there?
Where?
Do you know if water is the Sturbridge? No? You don't? Okay. It's fair enough. So basically, it's hard for us to understand how we could make it back, even either one of them, if it was them, back to Farmington without being just, it was a lot of water. A lot.
But okay, my question. That they drove with the Suburban or how they get?
Suburban was moved somewhere else within New Canaan by someone that had blood all over
The
it.
Suburban has damage. You just dropped it to get fixed.
Mine Suburban,
Your
yes.
Suburban. The one that Fotis drove that thing. All right? And there's a lot of video, and there just happens to be a Suburban driving around the opposite neighborhood.
We had that damage in the front left.
Yes, yes, and I sent that. It's a car's in the repair shop.
No, we
When
haven't.
did it go? When did it go to repair?
I sent it, I went there on Tuesday morning.
So we see the car.
Yes, but I crashed it.
Right.
We see the car in video with the white spot where the paint came off the bumper. In New Canaan, before Jennifer's dead. Do you understand?
I'm sure
I'm pretty sure.
the Suburban, the one that has the roof in the top.
When did Suburban go in the shop? This Tuesday, this last Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay, that's after Friday.
Memorial.
Now,
Yes, I made the arrangements.
Right, okay.
It's in my emails.
I want to ask you a question.
I took the picture, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask you a question if this is true, and I don't know it to be true. When you dropped the car off at the dealership, it was explained to us that you asked for the car to be detailed inside and out at the request of your boyfriend. And that you asked him to do a very good job because he's crazy. Is that what
No,
you said?
No,
Okay, clarify that, please.
no. He knows the guy, the owner of and he knows Fotis.
This is what they were telling us.
Okay, no. I said, now, he said, that, he showed, and the first thing he said, but this cannot be the quote they sent me. No way I cannot fix this car for.
That's fine.
No, I'm just telling the conversation because I want to go. So we went to inside the office, and in the office, there was a guy in the computer. They said, oh, these people are a mess. They sent me the registration that had a number, 297. And I'm like, no, it's like 600 and something. Okay. He said, no, that's fine, we're gonna take care of it, don't worry. I said, and then I sat in the waiting room to wait for the Enterprise to bring my car. I asked for a Suburban because Fotis said, ask for a Suburban because I need a Suburban for the kids. Okay. He comes back and said, I checked your oil and it's in 0. Do you want me to put it? I'm like, yeah, now that we're here, do everything and even clean it. And I know how Fotis is. He's very picky with his
So
cars.
those were his words.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I ask, because people embellish it,
No,
and
I never said that he's crazy, and he is very picky,
Good, that
and
clarifies.
he knows Fotis because actually I don't know the guy.
That's fine, that's how it came back to us, and
So,
people do embellish.
He took the
especially-
car,
That's fine.
the people at Enterprise wasn't coming.
The Thule,
The what?
the Thule.
Yes,
On the morning of Friday, the 24th, was the Thule on top of the car?
Yeah. And that never comes out.
It never comes off?
I have right now a Suburban that I rented. That's the one that the Enterprise gave me. It doesn't have that.
Yes, I
So
know.
I don't know if that's.
Entirely separate question, Michelle. What kind of locks are on the doors for Jefferson Crossing? What kind of, you know what brand locks? Okay.
Do we have?
I know it looks like this. And
How about the keys?
we start using keys.
The keys at Mountain Spring, there's 3 different properties, right? At Mountain Spring?
Only one built.
Right, okay, all right. Does Fotis have keys, like a big key ring?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Usually when I go inside that house, it's with a code, and it opens that garage.
So you have, pardon me, you have no idea where we might be able to help us out with where she is, where we can find her?
No. I mean, I can go with you guys, I'll do whatever, but no. I mean, if she's causing peace, if she's all over.
Did he ever say anything you, the photos ever say to you about what happened?
No, he was concerned. He said, I want my kids, I want my kids, I want my kids. He was worried about the
See if she
kids.
recognizes this.
Yeah. Does that look familiar, those?
Oh, I saw a bunch of kids.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
they're Baldwin brand keys. They say Baldwin on them, which is a specific manufacturer.
Just pausing the video at 17:28:02.
And it's the same lock type as on 69 Wells.
Jennifer.
Oh, what?
69 Wells, Jennifer's house.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do these,
No.
does this type of key look familiar to you at all?
I mean, the one that we have for the house, it has like a square and it has 2 keys. And it's from the house.
And then in Fort Jefferson.
4 Jefferson. And it must be, or like the Fulties has it.
Sorry.
I'm good at this point.
Alright. So, is there anything you want to ask us?
No, ask, I don't know. There's, Pavel drives a pickup to,
What kind of pickup?
Toyota.
Registered to him?
I mean, I know that's his car.
Do you know what color it is?
Bordeaux, like reddish.
Bordeaux. Is it Bordeaux like wine?
Yeah.
Actually, I do know. Let me just say,
Okay.
this is Pavel's car?
Pavel's car. He usually lives in the house when he changes his cars. If he doesn't take the car overnight. So that's another car that usually is around the house.
Where does Pavel live? And you know what kind of Toyota it is? Is it old or new?
It looks old and destroyed and it's very dirty inside.
Old,
Like
right?
when
You think it has a Connecticut license plate? You know?
yes, he
Right.
lives in Connecticut.
Okay, thank you.
You know who's listening?
We do.
Okay.
Gomer recently.
This photo says a friend named Mark that's very wealthy.
Yes, Marcel.
Did you recently loan money to folks?
So just to clarify, Pavel's, that's his first name.
Pavel.
Pavel. Is his
Bueno,
first
I
name.
pronounce it like that one, I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
You don't know if Mark did loan him any money at all?
Mm-mm. But you can call him.
Do you know any reason why he would loan money?
No. I know in the past the father has loaned him money to build.
How much?
No.
Is it-
Don't get into those. You're asking me
Is
things.
it lots and lots of money, or you just talking?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I think he paid him back. But this is like many years ago.
It wouldn't surprise you if he told you that he had been received a large quantity of money or paid a large quantity of money.
Very recent.
For whom?
We
Wait,
go to Mark or
From Mark to Philip.
Well, the question is, do you know anything about it?
no.
Okay.
Okay. That's all I have.
You're gonna, what are your plans? You have plans for bond?
Well, here's my my concern. Okay, if family can raise money for a premium on these charges, and then you guys charge her with something else, there's going to be an additional bond, and so that's money thrown out the window.
That would be, yes.
So, look, it's not going to surprise you to hear that I don't think she should be charged as an accessory, or an aider and abettor. I mean, I've spent a lot of time with her recently, And there's a lot that she can't be precise about, there's no question. Relies on her phone, not to set, in my view, not to set something up, but relies on her phone to say to me, look, this is when it happened, okay? And I know that because I spoke with my friend or my daughter or whatever. So look, I mean, I've done a lot of these, a lot of cases. I don't see her lying. I don't see her lying. No, she could be wrong. She could be inaccurate.
I understand that.
No question.
Right.
But I just don't see her lying. And I'm not saying, I would say the same thing to Richard. I mean,
Richard.
He's the prosecutor.
He's the state's attorney in town on the case. And just to be clear, nobody is in charge yet, so but
I also want to tell you that when you said to her, her life with Fotis is over, I completely agree. Completely agree.
And I feel you would be generous based on my observations and my personal professional experience for many
and
years.
that's one of the reasons I was asking about.
When you left the other day, I walked you out, I was genuine concern for your safety.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? So I want you to understand that I'm not the only one who feels that way.
We had a discussion of what we hoped wasn't going to happen to you that night. Luckily, it didn't.
But the problem is,
You were there. Serious concerns about if he decides he wants to go somewhere out of the country, and he feels that you have knowledge, then he has to tie up his loose ends. We don't want something like that to happen.
No.
And I know you don't either. I know we discussed this before. And it's not a threat. It's just a concern that a lot of us have.
we thank you for talking with us that way.
Keep thinking. If you come upon some new information or new something, you can reach out to your attorney, either pass it through your attorney or whatever. But I don't want to close the door.
No, but look, I want you to know something. This is the same person. What you're seeing is the same person that I've seen over the last however long that I've been speaking.
Okay. Yes.
I mean it.
You have more experience with her than we do.
Well, I want you to know that. Okay. I don't think that given what she cares about, I mean, it's a big blow to know that the person you have trusted,
Absolutely.
is capable of doing this type of thing. Not only that, but involving her.
Right.
This is so hard.
Yeah. We're cool.
But involving her.
The tension of all your habits, all that. Right. And that's why I said that. Right.
Crazy.
Right, because if you're being victimized and getting control for something you really have no involvement in, those other two, your mother and your daughter also. That's why I was saying she's still in shock. So something may, as she comes off or with her, things settle down, something may come to her. And we're interested if that happens.
I mean, it's a big deal for her to accept the fact that, number one, he could have done this, and number two, or the realization today that he involved her. Clearly, he didn't. Why did he have to do that?
That's fair.
I mean, is he that?
Yeah.
Is he that
I'm
cunning?
assuming that's a
Is he that-
rhetorical question, because if you'd like me to answer, I have an answer.
I'm sure you do. I have one.
But
But,
that should show her the type of person she's dealing with.
right.
And we've repeatedly been told exactly that from every
Yes.
single person we've
There are numerous people who are afraid.
Not one person has not. That's what you're saying. Can we ask Michelle, the day that she was in the car when the garbage was dumped, the clothing you were wearing, do you know where that is? Yeah, you remember, you said you were wearing the dark color top and the camel pants in the closet? Is that normally where they are in one of the closets? Okay.
Or in the washing.
Okay. So as far as you know, they're in the All right, thank you so much for the, I know it was difficult when you had very long, just like us, weeknights, so on and so forth. So,
I don't want to see my daughter. When how was the procedure now?
Tomorrow we'll be in court. I'll be speaking with, yes. I'll be, once the judge signs the order, only another judge can reduce it. So, I'll be with you tomorrow morning, and I'll talk to the state's attorney between now and then, and we'll see what we can do about it.
How does it work?
How does it work? The way it works is that when somebody gets arrested, a judge will either set bond or the police will set bond, okay? And if a bond is not that high, or if there's no requirement that the bond can only be posted at the courthouse, then people get a bond suit and they post a bond. But this is what you're saying. This is a murder investigation. And the investigation is active, it's continuing.
How long does it take?
Well, they don't know.
Where's Jennifer?
Depends on who.
If we find Jennifer,
We have no way to know it.
we never find Jennifer.
It can be 10 years?
Well, there are also, but
There's other avenues, just kind of, like this isn't gonna, we can't answer that question unless we know where Jennifer is. In the immediate future, we can't answer that question unless we know where Jennifer
You guys look at
is. We've done, we've been looking.
all the laws.
Michelle, why do you think we just pressed you so hard? What do you think? Why do you think we just talked to you at length? And your attorney's been here 3 times today.
we all want to find Jennifer. I think there's only one person who doesn't want us to find Jennifer.
And he will not talk.
He won't talk. Close? No. Absolutely not. Did he tell you not to cooperate? No, he never told you that? Okay. Well, he's demonstrated that. So, yeah, all right. So anyway, we're trying. All right. No idea where to shoot. Okay.
Yes, I'm gonna meet with her now. I'm gonna meet with her now. Yes. I will give her your.
Can I look her with all my partners?
Her saying, I wanted to kill him, is understandable. Hey, I don't know all these people. He put me in this position. I'm dragged into this. That's a normal reaction. And when they're describing to her how Fotis was staring her down, she doesn't seem to really understand. She's answering a different question than what was asked. She's saying, well, I didn't answer you because, when that's not what they're trying to tell her. She hasn't clued into what they're saying there. And when they ask her why she's upset, she says, well, the whole situation. And again, that's a normal response. She says she's scared. She's recognizing the very real possibility that he did this thing. And when they're asking, where is Jennifer, or where could she be? She doesn't redirect or misdirect. She doesn't volunteer something to get herself out of anything. She agrees. Well, I guess she could be at any of these properties. I don't know. And as they go through, is she at this one? Is she at that one? It would be a slip up if she knew where Jennifer was. It would be a slip up for her to say, no, she's not there. She's saying, I don't know. And when they're asking, where would they go to get cleaned up after this crime? She volunteers a car wash. She's still not cluing in that maybe they went to the Mountain Springs home to wash themselves up, and that's why they needed the cleaning supplies brought over. And the business of the car being detailed, I don't know. I guess we'll have to hear from the people at the detailing shop. And she also tells them, look, I'll do whatever. Basically, I'll do whatever you want. I can help. If I can help you, I'll do whatever you want. Although I still think that she's going along with whatever Fotis wanted her to say about that morning. So I don't think she's 100%. And Michelle says something that I think is very interesting. She says, if she's cut in pieces, then she's all over. Very interesting, because if she's cut in pieces, she's not necessarily all over. So what is it that made her think that? They offer her the opportunity to ask questions, and that offer can be telling in an interview. And what I notice is what she does not ask. And what she does not ask is, what's going to happen to me? Or what's next for me? She doesn't ask anything for herself. But what she does do, which is also very interesting, is volunteers this red pickup truck. Why would she offer that vehicle? Out of all the employees, out of all the vehicles that she could offer up, why that one? You know, when somebody volunteers information like that, that seems to come out of left field, it's an area where you want to ask more questions. They asked her about the clothing she was wearing when they were dropping off the garbage bags. And she looks honestly bewildered, like, what? My clothing? If she knew that they were up to no good, if she'd participated in packaging those bags in some way, then it would make sense for her to dispose of that clothing. And if she had disposed of the clothing, then we would expect to hear an excuse right here. When they ask, well, what did you do? Where's that clothing? We would expect to hear, oh, I spilled coffee on it, or something else, not a bewildered what? And if she had given the what, my clothing, and then not answered, I mean, that could be read as a delay, but she does answer. She says, in the laundry, which is where we put our clothing after we wear it. And she offers her maybe in the closet. So she hadn't disposed of the clothing. And there's a bit at the end that is telling as well. They're telling her that this process, this whole thing is going to keep going on. It's going to go on until they find Jennifer. And she says, oh, it could be 10 years, right? So she's under the impression that this pressure and this suffering and her problems are going to go on and on until they find Jennifer. And that's extra motivation for her to give them information if she has it. She wants them to find Jennifer because that's the only way that this situation is going to end for her. Well, if she knew where Jennifer was, this would be her opportunity to at least give them a clue, volunteer something, because that she's going to get something out of that now, personally. And she does not. So again, I know there are other interviews and there's other evidence to come, but if I was sitting in on this interview, I would think that she is being controlled. She's under the control mentally and physically of Fotis, and that she's more of a witness. Yes, there are red flags. Yes, I think she's covering for him in some respects, but the extent of what she knows and the extent of her involvement and the extent of the planning and all of that and the conspiracy to commit to begin with, I'm still not convinced, but we're just at the beginning of the trial. That's it for today. Trust your gut. See you in the comments.